Okay, good morning everyone, again. We are trying take 2 of warm-up day 16. It's a very gray, drizzly day here in New York, so that tells me it's a great day to start on the floor. It's Monday, so if you would join me all now on the floor. Whoop. And Kiki is ready. Come on, Kiki. Okay, so finding yourself on the floor. And take a moment now to let your legs extend. Feet at a yawn and a stretch. And then let it go. And again, yawning into the week, into the day. And once more, feeding in a great big yawn and stretch. And then take a moment after those yawns and stretches to notice what they have done for you. I'm always seeing my cats yawn and stretch, and I know that they wouldn't do it if they didn't feel different afterward. So take a moment to see how you feel different now. And then letting your thought turn to your body, letting yourself begin to tend to any part of your body that needs tending. So maybe you notice that your neck is tight and you decide to gently rock it from side to side. Or maybe you notice that your legs need a massage, and so you might bring them over your belly and start to rework those muscles as if they were clay. Remember our clay warm-up from last week? Or maybe you feel that you need another yawn and stretch, and you give yourself that. But for a few moments, you begin to have a conversation with your body. In other words, you're listening to whatever your body is saying, and you're responding. You're responding kindly. You're giving it what it asks for. Maybe a leg just is yearning to get shaken out. Shake the weekend off. And in every conversation, there may be moments of silence. And then some part of your body might begin to speak again, and then you tend to that. You give it what it needs. And as we continue for just a few more moments to tend to our body and to be in conversation with our bodies, you may start to notice and to allow yourself to tend to yourself in ways that are perhaps unknown texts. Which is to say, your body might be yearning for a shake of the pelvis, and it is shaken in a way that you've never shaken it before. but you're really taking the time to be with your body, in your body, in conversation with your body. And you may bring some of your awareness to your breath as you do this. And perhaps let your breath release out as you tend to your body. And now letting that conversation find its organic end point. Finding yourself back onto your back. And if you're in New York, you may be able to hear the rain quite heavily falling outside. And perhaps you can imagine that any tension that you're holding on to is like that rain, and it just drip drops out of you into the floor, into gravity, into the earth. You know that that rain is going into the earth, and the earth is going to drink it up, and those daffodils and all of those spring flowers and the buds in the trees are going to just drink that up. It's going to be nourishment and life-giving for someone else, but not for you. You're letting all of it go. And then, as though there's a friendly puppeteer magically appearing above you in the sky, they have strings attached to your kneecaps, and they tug on the right knee string, and it floats the right knee up, dragging the right foot till it's flat on the floor. Noticing that the right side of your pelvis, your lower back, is probably closer to the ground. And they tug on the left knee string, it floats the left knee up, dragging the left foot until it's flat on the floor and the left knee is bent. So both knees are bent, and you're relaxed onto your back. Go ahead and lick your lips. Give them a smack. And blow through them. Turn your attention to your breath. Feeling your breath coming in and out through your mouth, your soft, open lips. Go ahead and flopping a hand onto your middle so that you can feel how breath moves your body. And then, like the heavy drop of a rain droplet from outside, the breath turns to sound, to vibration, Just picturing those little bubbles of sound like the raindrops falling from the sky. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. those little drip drops, those little raindrops turn to a river of sound. Both hands now come to your belly, feeding in that river of a sigh and letting your hands loosen those waters from your middle. And then, as if you could splash the waters out through your ribs, out from your ribs, thumping through your ribs. And then, as if you could gather the waters at your lips, sighing a hum to your lips and tasting those waters. And you can bring your hands to your face and feel all of that resonance as you taste in your imagination. You taste the waters of your vibrations. And then you're going to taste those waters as you sigh a hum, and then release those waters as if you could spring those waters out like a fountain from your lips. And then, if your fingers are clean, you can take your pinkies now into the corners of your lips and give them a little stretch out. And release. Stretch the corners of your lips. And release. And again, stretch the corners of your lips. And release. And then those waters coming from deep in you, all of the rain waters now have risen to a sort of flood inside of you. And that flood goes from your middle right to your lips. As if your vibrations could flutter out through your lips like a sprinkler, watering the world through your vibrations. And then floating both knees up over your belly. Right hand atop your right knee, left hand atop your left knee, and gently begin to stir your knees around. Slowly. I'm going in opposite directions. And so as you stir your knees in opposite directions, you're opening up in the hip sockets. So the top of the thigh bone is opening up your hip sockets, picturing the waters of your vibrations having their source deep in your hip sockets, and as you sigh, fluttering through your lips, every so often you can switch directions, you can change directions with your knees. Picturing those waters beginning in your hip sockets. And as if this were a true sprinkler, it would start to pivot, or would start to glide from side to side. So let your head rock easily from ear to ear. And you can gently shake your knees in and away from the belly. And let your head come back into the middle. Let your knees drop to the floor, or let your feet drop to the floor. And picture the space you've opened up in those hip sockets and the great wellspring of your pelvis, and sigh from there. See if that feels a bit more open, if you're a bit more directly connected to that source in your pelvis. And then float your pelvis off the ground about an inch or two, and then you're going to splash the water. So you're going to bounce your pelvis as if you could splash those waters up into your ceiling, up into the air above you. And then lay your spine back down. And then give your pelvis a little rock from your feet to your heels, a gentle rock. And then let that rock come to stillness. Take your fingers now up into your jaw and massage your jaw. Say hello. Hello, jaw. Waking your jaw up from the weekend, from the holiday weekend. You can take the heels of your hands up into your jaw, or your fingers. And maybe you're pulling some Easter candy as you gently pull the muscles of your jaw, softening and loosening them. And let that go. Picturing that river of sound from your pelvis coming up through your torso, over the roof of your mouth, and shaking your jaw loose. Let your arms outstretched to a T. Let your knees float over your belly, and let them drop over to the right side. Head and neck gently drop to the left. Ooh, so you're in a diagonal stretch on the right side, and you may even feel your back crack a little bit, and that's great. Free chiropractic this morning. Letting your thighs relax. Breathing into any place that feels tight. And then you're going to yawn in through a smiling animal roar. Let the breath drop down to the hip socket nearest the ground. Turns to a river of sound vibration. And as those vibrational waters sigh out through that animal roar space, you'll stretch and relax your tongue. to get it out of the way. And after that second tongue stretch relaxes, just letting your face then relax. So you're not holding the animal roar the entire time. And now loosening the middle of your tongue, your knees come up and over to the other side. And if you're feeling like I am, some pressure at the back of your head, your skull, just let your neck rock from side to side. And let the head now face away from your knees. Yawning in, let the thought drop down to the hip socket nearest the ground. Sighing out through that animal roar space and stretching and relaxing your tongue twice. Fluttering through, and then relaxing, loosening your tongue. Let's do that one. Loosening the middle of your tongue, let your knees come up and over your belly, all the way to the other side, so you're in a semi-fetal on the opposite side. Relaxing in the semi-fetal. Let you arm that's nearest the ground can extend to be a pillow for your head. Feeling your back now, released from the ground. And then stretch, letting yourself come now into a banana stretch. Your feet move away from you. Your arms come up over your head. And at the top of that stretch, big yawn in. Open up the back of your throat with a yawn. And then relax back into the semi-fetal. And again, stretch yourself into a big banana stretch. And now at the top of that banana stretch, breathe in and out on a whispered ka. And relax back into the semi-fetal. And float your knees up and over your belly. All the way to the other semi-fetal. And now on this side, yawn in. And at the top of that stretch, breathe out and in on a whispered ka. And relax back into that semi-fetal. Now starting the semi-fetal, you breathe in on the whispered ka. That will take you into the banana stretch. At the top of that banana stretch, you'll call a hi on sound vibration and stretch and relax your tongue as you circle your ankles and your feet. So it will be hi. And then relax back into the semi-fetal. And we'll do that again. Breathing in on the ka to the banana stretch. And relaxing back to the semi-fetal. Relaxing back. One more. Relaxing back into the semi-fetal. And now gently find your way into a folded leaf. So coming onto hands and knees now. Let yourself relax back onto your heels, your tailbone towards your heels. Your arms can cross in front of you like a pillow. Belly relaxes between your thighs. And now tuck your toes underneath you. Slowly and easily push yourself back into a wide squat. If you need to sort of heel toe from one foot to the other to open up your hip sockets, you can even let your elbows, the crooks of your elbows, or your elbows come into the crooks of your thighs, and sort of push your thighs out as you heel toe from one side to the other. And that's going to help give you a bit more openness there. Okay, good. And then settle in the middle of that squat. And imagine, as you let your head drop over, actually before we do that, because I'm feeling so tight in my hip sockets, let's extend one of the legs out to the side and give that leg a little stretch. Pat it down to wake it up. And bring that foot in. Stretch the other leg out. And pat it down. Wake that leg up. Hello, leg. Good morning. And I think just to open up those hips a bit more, we're going to breathe in on the whispered ka. That's going to take us over to the other side, trying to keep your tailbone as low to the ground as is possible and as comfortable for you. When you get to the other side, call a high and sound vibration. Stretch and relax your tongue twice as you point and flex your foot. So it'll be high. Here we go, all together. Alright, make sure your head is dropped so your neck is long, and you can turn your head to see your foot as you flex and point. One more. Bring that foot into the middle of the squat and see if that's a little easier. Yes, much easier to come into the squat. And now imagine as you hang your head over in the squat that you have an extra mouth in the back of your neck. So as you sigh from your pelvic floor up and over your spine,
you're going to imagine that the vibrations actually release out the back of your neck as they come out your actual mouth. And seeing if that image of the mouth in the back of your neck did anything for your voice, if it gave it any more space, any more sense of direction. Float your tailbone up to the sky. Woo. Feel the stretch in the backs of your legs. Walk your feet underneath your hip sockets. Sweep up the backs of your legs a few times. Give those legs a sense of anti-gravity. Soft bend in the knees. And as you loosen your tongue, maybe 3 or 4 of these tongue loosenings is going to slowly bring you up your spine. Just let those vibrational waters drop to gravity as you come up your spine. So you come up to standing. You're standing tall with a long spine. See if I turn this off. That's better. Standing there, connecting your feet into the ground. Standing tall and picturing the underground, the lakes and the rivers underneath your feet. Somewhere underneath you there's a wellspring, and that wellspring is connecting now into your own body, and you're tapping into those wellspring waters, and you'll lengthen your neck up and back. And as if you could imagine, as you lay a hand on your chest and slip a hand up between your shoulder blades, that you have your own well, deep well inside your chest. And you're going to tap into the waters of your chest resonance. Inside of you. And then thumping through your ribs as if you could splash the waters up from the well. Come up on your neck, and as if you dropped a bucket into the well of you and you brought it up, those waters into your mouth. Now sigh into your mouth resonator. And picture those waters coming from deep inside of you, from that well. And the waters are coming into your mouth, and now you're spraying the waters out to water the flowers, to water the earth. And then maybe again it's like that sprinkler, and you let your waters go from side to side. And then you bring your head back into the middle. You lengthen your neck forward, and then it's a little splish splash of water, just a little rain droplet or a big rain droplet, and it splashes from your teeth to the floor. Hee. Hee. Hee hee hee. Hee 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 hee. Maybe you can see a little a flower coming up at your feet, and it needs some water to grow, and you're gonna take those life-giving waters from your teeth to that flower. Hee hee hee. You can see it growing up a little bit more. Hee 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 hee. And it's coming up, it's coming up. Hee 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 hee. And there it is, and then you look back up and you see the whole field is now full of the flowers that you have brought life and water to. And you call out through your mouth, ha, ha. And then you lengthen back and you drop back down to the well, to that life-giving source. Ha, 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 ha. And maybe you feel a sense of pride, or maybe you feel good about having brought life back to the field. The waters of you have brought life. Ha, 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 ha. Now you come up on your neck. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. A little shake through your body. Hey. All of those waters come through you. Come through an arm. Hey. And through another arm. The other arm. Hey. And down through a leg. Hey. And down through the other leg. Hey. And gently, again, maybe this is sort of sprinkling the waters out. Hey. Hey. Picturing the waters coming through your arms, you're bounce in the knees, soft bounce in the knees. Hey. Hey. Loose swing of the arms. Hey. Like a figure eight. Hey. 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 And slowly let that fade away. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. I feel, and you'll say I feel, and whatever it is you feel right now. I feel tall. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me on our rainwater warm-up. I will be back tomorrow, and I hope you'll join me. Have a wonderful day.